Hello everyone, welcome back to On the Fly. Today we're going to be taking a look at part 3 of the Swiping to Seattle series, with the topic being the Boston Bruins. The Bruins finished with a 33-16-7 record, which placed them third in the East Division. Their first round matchup was against the Washington Capitals. They beat the Capitals in 5 and moved on to the second round to play the New York Islanders. They lost to the New York Islanders in 6 games. The strategy for the expansion draft will be to sacrifice potential for skill. This team is built for the playoffs and they will continue to do well once they make it. If they sacrifice potential now, they risk not being able to make the playoffs next year and the years to come. Finally, the goalies. Dan Vladar finished the regular season with a 2-2-1 record and a .886 save percentage. Callum Booth, on the other hand, played in the AHL this year and the ECHL. Overall, I believe that Dan Vladar will be protected in this year's draft over Callum Booth. Next up is the defense. The first player that will be protected in this year's draft is Charlie McAvoy. He is the future face of the Boston Bruins and will be here for a long time. He is our next Bobby Orr. Next up is Matt Grzelcyk, a Torrey Krug-like player who plays on the power play and runs heavy defensive minutes with Charlie McAvoy. He will also be protected. Finally, I believe that they will protect is Brandon Carlo, who's an RFA this year. Carlo has dealt with lots of head injuries over the last few years, but I believe he is way better than everyone else on this list. Now, finally moving on to the forwards. We will first take out all our non-movement clauses, which is Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand, and Charlie Coyle. These players will be protected whether or not they waived it or not. Obviously, the next guy that will be taken out is David Pastrnak. Pastrnak will be around, like McAvoy, for the next few years. Finally, I believe that Craig Smith has earned his right to stay in Boston. He has had a great season and has looked really good alongside David Krejci and Taylor Hall. Next up is Jake DeBrusk, which is kind of a touchy subject for Boston Bruins fans. Jake DeBrusk has been a streaky player that has been a healthy scratch numerous times this season. Although he still has quite a bit of trade value and will most likely see himself out of Boston in the next year. Finally, it's between Trent Frederic, Ondrej Kase, and Nick Ritchie. Kase has dealt with severe head injuries and has barely played for the Bruins once with the trade for David Backes and the first round pick in 2019. With this being said, Nick Ritchie has shown himself on the power play and has shown that he has the ability. Trent Frederic has been a fourth line guy that has been a real energy booster, and I believe that that's why the Boston Bruins will protect Trent Frederic with the 7th guy. Now it's time for the selections. I believe the 3 most targeted players on the Boston Bruins by the Seattle Kraken will be Connor Clifton, Jakub Zboril, and Ondrej Kase. Kase will be your high-risk, high-reward player. If he can produce anything like he did with Anaheim, he will be an absolute steal for the Kraken. Connor Clifton will be your steady, perfect pick as a Kraken fan because he will play your defense, he will do amazing for you. Jakub Zboril will be your dark horse candidate because he, like other first-round picks in that 2015 draft, suck on Boston. But if they can find a way and find a home in Seattle, good on them. So with that being said, I believe that the Seattle Kraken will pick Connor Clifton from the Boston Bruins. And with that, Connor Clifton will be Seattle's first defenseman. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. If you liked it, feel free to drop a like. If you really liked it, consider subscribing, tell all your friends about it, and be on the lookout tomorrow for Game 1 review, as well as Swiping to Seattle Part 4, the Buffalo Sabres. Until next time, see ya.